Hi, I'm Jean Edelman. For decades, I've been a student of the healing arts: Reiki, traditional Chinese medicine, homeopathy, acupuncture, plant-based, and macrobiotic cooking. Join me on this journey and hear my thoughts of the week. Welcome back to Self-Care with Jean, as we discover how to find our essential self in the noise of our daily life. I was out walking one day, and I was observing all the things going through my mind: work, family, friends, layers and layers of thoughts. I asked myself, where am I in all this chatter? Where is my essence? The chatter was the planning, the managing, the arranging. When I asked where I was in all of it, it was like I was hiding behind a rock, peeking and unsure if it was okay to show up. I walked for a while before all the chatter stopped, and I was able to tap into my breathing, my body, and myself. So, dear friends, let's take a moment, if we can, and arrive right here, right now. Not in a dramatic way, not with pressure to feel anything in particular, just to notice our breath, just to notice our body and where we are. Because today we're going to talk about something many of us are quietly craving: how to soften the noise in our life and find a way back to something more essential. There's a kind of noise that doesn't come from the outside. It's not just notifications or conversations or the pace of the world. It's the constant internal hum, the looping of thoughts, the background pressure, the subtle sense that we should be doing more, that we should be figuring out more, that we should be more. And over time, that noise can become so familiar that we forget what it feels like to be without it. But underneath all of that, there's something steady. There's something quieter. There's something that doesn't rush. We can call it our essence, our center, the part of us that isn't trying to prove anything. The work isn't to create it. It's already here. The work is simply to return. So today I want to offer 4 gentle ways to begin, not as rules, but as small doorways to find our essence and to return to our center. Tip 1 is to create intentional silence, even in small doses. But I think that is the reality, because in our busy day, all we will be able to find are small doses. We often think that silence has to be that full meditation session or a perfectly quiet room, 10 to 20 minutes of uninterrupted noise. But that idea can actually keep us from starting. So instead, we're going to try this. Let's find one small pocket in our day. Maybe it's the first 5 minutes after we wake up, or the moment before we get out of our car, or the moment before we go into a meeting. It's that opportunity to pause. And in that space, don't reach for anything. Don't reach for the phone. Don't reach for any input. Don't reach for any distraction. Just sit. And in that moment, at first it's going to feel uncomfortable. The noise will seem even louder. And you know what? It's okay. We're not doing anything wrong. We're just noticing what's already here. And slowly, with consistency, these moments of silence begin to feel less like emptiness and more like space. And so in those moments in our day, find the small pockets of time. Tip 2, gently reduce what we take in. Not all noise is obvious. Some of it comes from what we consume: constant information, endless scrolling, background audio. That never really stops. And while none of these things are inherently bad, they leave very little room for us to hear ourselves. So instead of trying to eliminate everything, how about we just soften the edges? Maybe we take one walk without headphones. Maybe we pause before opening an app and ask, do I actually want this right now? These small choices create space. And in that space, our own thoughts begin to separate from the noise. Tip 3, come back to our body. When life feels loud, we tend to live from the neck up, thinking, planning, replaying. But our body exists in the present. It is our anchor. So how about we try this? Place a hand on our chest or our stomach. Take a slow breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Feel the weight of our body where we're sitting. Notice our feet on the ground. We don't need to change anything. We just need to feel. This isn't about escaping our thoughts. It's about widening our awareness so that the thoughts aren't the only thing in the room. Tip 4, let's let go of the need to define ourselves constantly. This one is subtle, but it's powerful. A lot of internal noise comes from trying to keep up with the idea of who we are or who we think we should be. Am I doing enough? Am I on the right path? Is this who I'm supposed to be? And while reflection can be helpful, constant self-definition can be exhausting. So for a moment, what if we didn't need to figure ourselves out? What if we could just be here as we are and without labeling it? You know what? Our essence doesn't need explanation. It doesn't need constant evaluation. It's something we feel in moments of stillness, in moments of presence, in moments where we're not performing, even for ourselves. As we move through our day, notice the noise, not with judgment, just with awareness, and then gently create a little space around it. A moment of silence, quieter input, a breath in our body, a release of needing to define everything. These are all small things, but they're powerful because every time we soften the noise, we make it a little easier to hear what's always been underneath. I will leave you with this. We don't have to chase our essence. We don't have to become someone new. We just have to remember. Remember what it feels like to be ourselves without all the extra layers. And that can begin right here, right now. Next week on The Kitchen with Jean, let us celebrate the heart of summer. From sun-ripened tomatoes to sweet corn and fresh zucchini. Discover simple recipes that let the season shine. Eat light, cook easy, and savor every bite. Join me next week on The Kitchen. Dear friend, I will meet you back here next week for another moment and opportunity to slow down. Until then, be gentle with your attention. Be mindful of what we carry and trust that the quiet we're looking for is already within us. Dear friend, remember we are in Earth School. The lesson is to love ourselves, and to love each other, and to remember that life comes from us and life is for us. I wish you a beautiful week. I hope you find the moments, the quiet, and the opportunity to remember and find your essence.